All right, hello everyone and welcome to the November 12th meeting of the DEIB Committee for the Town of Bridgewater. We're calling to order at 7:06 p.m. So first thing we can do is, if anybody would like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for the November 4th meeting.
I motion that we approve the minutes for the October is the September meeting. What's September meeting?
November 4th.
Oh, November 1st meeting. Okay.
Yeah. All right, great. I'll second the motion. So any discussion items to add to the minutes? All right. Hearing none, I'll call for, oh, go ahead, Jane. Oh.
My apologies. I was just unmuting just to be unmuted, my bad.
Yep, no worries, no worries. All right, great. So let's call for a roll call vote. I vote aye. Shirley?
Aye.
Jane?
Aye.
All right, great. So motion passes. We've approved the minutes. Next up is public comment. Don't think we have any public members here. Is iPhone who just joined, is that Phil? Well, Phil, if that's Phil and he gets connected, he can chime in. All right, so before we get started with our new business, real quick, let's take a minute to do introductions. So, hello everybody. I'm Ashley Hanson-Brown. I'm the newly elected chair of the committee. I am a faculty member at Bridgewater State University and am happy to be involved with the town. Jane, would you like to go next?
Hi, everyone. My name is Jane Meyer. Currently, I'm a behavioral technician for Autism Learning Partners, but I'm a proud double bear of Bridgewater State, having received my bachelor's degree in earth science, secondary education, and a master's degree of higher education administration. And I am just really civically motivated and just want to serve the public in any way and capacity, and happy to be here. So,
Thank you, Jane. Shirley?
I'm Shirley Phillips. I'm a retired teacher. I worked on the original research committee for their product that you have now. So I was on the committee to collate everything for you have it now.
Fantastic. Thanks, Shirley. And iPhone, is that Phil?
Yes.
Hello, Phil. You want to do a quick introduction?
Pardon me?
Would you like to give an introduction?
Oh, yeah. My name is Philip Nichols. I'm new to the committee. I'm happy to be here, and I'm hoping to be able to contribute the best of my capacity and get us started on a path where we can identify goals and just work as a team.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Phil. All right, so our new business for this meeting is first to discuss the DEIB town ordinance and then to discuss action items for future DEIB agenda items. So in other words, make a plan for ourselves for what our top priorities are for what we'd like to achieve. So before this meeting, everybody hopefully had a chance to look at that ordinance and take a look at some of those recommendations and identify some of the things that we all think that we should pursue first and foremost. So let's talk first about that general ordinance. What are the things that stuck out to people as good ideas for priorities for us to pursue first as a committee?
Can you screen share?
Sure. Let's see. I'll have to send a request to Josh for screen sharing. There we go. All right, hopefully everybody's seeing the report now. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. Excuse me. And thank you, Shirley, for your work in helping to put this together.
You're welcome.
So one of the things that caught my attention is on this page 8, the DEI committee has 4 strategic goals. 1, to increase representation of historically excluded populations in all areas of town government. 2, conduct annual equity audits to assure accountability within town government. 3, lead community education campaigns to engage the community about local issues related to DEI. And 4, facilitate collaboration between the citizens of Bridgewater and town government to create a culture that welcomes and celebrates all identities. What are everybody's thoughts about initial things that we might like to pursue?
I kind of like the ideas of all of those, and it seems as though there's an opportunity for us to discuss, how do we go about engaging the community, and not only that, also collaborating with them, and how overall the biggest umbrella is how to get them involved and have a clear understanding of what our mission is.
So as from what I hear you saying, Phil, is that maybe a strategic goal number 4, maybe priority, facilitate collaboration between the citizens of Bridgewater and town government.
That's right on point. And yes, and maybe it's too soon to talk about this, but were we still considering to rename DEIB?
I don't think so. I think we kind of landed on last time that would be overly difficult to do, given that the name of the committee was determined by this ordinance.
Right.
I think Josh said last time it would not be impossible to do that, but it would be very difficult. And so
Okay.
we're probably better off keeping the name as it is.
Okay.
I think we present more of a challenge by changing it.
Yep, agreed. I just want to make sure that was put to rest.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of the 4th goal being maybe our primary target right now, because I can think of ways that we could do the 1st and 2nd goals, but I think they would be pretty tough to do before we can sort of drum up more support from within the town. It's kind of tough for a couple of people to come into other committees and governmental organizations and say, hey, you need to do this equity audit. That is not necessarily going to be received very well unless we have a lot of backing from the rest of the community saying, yeah, we really want this to be done. So I think the more we can kind of spread the word that we exist and we are, trying to do things, I think that will help us to then achieve the first 2 goals down the line.
I think it would be difficult for us to do number 1 and 2 without having some collaboration between the members, the citizens, because we don't even know what exists out there.
Yeah, very true. So what are some ways that we could facilitate that collaboration?
When Josh was here before, I know he met with BCCR and he had begun a dialogue with them.
Do you know any more about what he had spoken with them about?
I know one thing that he had brought to them is to facilitate a focus group, or not only a focus group, but a presentation with them on DEI, the language, and just explaining what DEIB means and doing that whole thing with BCCR. Not a focus group, but it's like a forum. That's what I was trying to say, a forum. Working with them to put together a forum, and just to develop some commonalities that would make it easier for people, including the language that people would be using.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that makes sense.
Hmm.
I almost wonder, this is just an idea, but I almost wonder if, going back to what Phil said before about like what was discussed before about changing the name of the committee. We're not going to change the name of the committee, but I wonder if in the spirit of that idea, it would be more productive to do some kind of, workshop or forum that's really focused about belonging in the town rather than DEI specifically. Because I worry that if it's a forum that's about DEI, we might get people who come because they have very big angry feelings about the term, and that would not, then we'd just be arguing about what the terms mean. Whereas if we frame it in terms of, we really want to know how we can build more belonging in the town, that might go over better and be more productive when we're hearing from people. What does everybody else think about that?
Yeah, you sound right on point. It's another way to put it is when it comes to the acronym, we have a chance to expand the brand. So diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, and you probably heard me say this before, can be a bigger tent than a lot of the people out there think it is. Rather than being for Black or brown people or people of color, there's also Americans with disabilities that will fall under that. There's also, all gender identities, and even beyond that. And I don't know if this has ever been done before. It's just we have to have a huge welcome mat, that regardless of anyone's orientation or background, that they can be invited to any events that we have in the future, moving forward. So, and hopefully, if this goes well, they'll see a bit of themselves reflected, in the group and throughout the town, throughout the town.
Yeah, I like that idea. Thanks, Phil.
I like that a lot as well. Sorry, I'm just taking notes down as secretary. I really emphasize and really love that emphasis on trying to not stress on belonging, but like really just kind of focus on belonging, like the welcome mat, just kind of universal in a way, just everyone belongs. I agree with the sentiment of focusing on targeting four in order to conquer the other three. Um, and trying to create a buy-in or engagement with the public of how we could do it. Um, I don't know if it's too early to start pitching ideas. I know we have a lot of wonderful small businesses. If we make flyers kind of like word of mouth, I'm kind of a little savvy with, QR codes and forms and such. If we need assistance in aggregating the data and analyzing it, happy to do that. But if we want to start engaging the public, I would say, just take the survey. So if we want to do a more buy-in, I don't know if we have a budget to do like a raffle or something, or maybe have that down the line. To put, put fuel to the fire, why don't we start there?
I think that's a great idea. Josh, if you're listening, do we have any kind of a budget as a committee or town funding that we could access?
Uh, no. But
Okay.
um, I think so. What were you guys thinking?
So a passive idea to try to aggregate data as well as initial buy-in and participation from the public to the committee. We could do a survey. and we could have a potential, like, oh, like if you participate in the survey, you have the opportunity to be entered in a raffle, etc.
Okay.
That could be in the beginning now, or it could be like we can work up fundraise something like that later.
So we could do a survey. We could put that together for you. I think we have access to some of those programs. I don't think we I don't, I don't think we would be able to do a raffle or anything along
That's
those
fine.
lines.
That's fine. Just an incentive, you know.
So what I would say though is as a committee, you guys can look into different grants and things like that. So there might be some state outreach that provides some money. And you can bring that to our attention and we can apply for that as the town and get things rolling that way. But for the most part, the our advisory committees don't have any type of budgeting. We'll do our best to like make copies for you. We have a PR team, so we could do like help with advertising events and stuff like that. But there isn't any like direct budgeting right now, especially as you guys can imagine with the last year's budget and everything. But yeah, I would definitely look into some state outreach and see if that's something that you guys could refer to us and we could apply for you.
Cool. The work in progress. Cool. Just and it on the bulletin board. Yeah.
I hope that helps a little bit.
No, it does. It's guidance. I mean, it's not a no. It's just oh look, it's literally there's a maybe. A maybe. All right, cool.
Thank you, Josh.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if this falls under the category, and I recently made a connection with a recruiter at Harvard University, and during our conversation, it turned to DEIB, and they had to rename, and probably most of you or some of you know the trouble that they went through. They had to change their DEI to something else, and it ends in campus life. But she gave me a whole lot of links of the differences and nuances, and depending on what environment you're going into, and corporate environment, and campus life. And she probably sent me at least 5 different links on that Harvard offers. And in addition to that, speaking of funding, they do give a course where you get a graduate certificate in DEI. And I'm understanding what you're saying about budgeting. Josh, it's just that it's been done before, and if I recall, it's $550, and I have the feeling you walk away with a lot of information, and to help us be current and have new ideas and build upon that within our community.
Okay, so sorry, were you thinking that of like sending a committee member to the class? Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah.
Okay, so that again, that might be something you could reach out to them and say, we're from the town of Bridgewater. We're looking to, expand our experience and knowledge on outreach and things like that. So they might even have like some type, because some programs within the state, they for the town for each town they allow for somebody to take like an accredited class, like one member would be able to do it for free. I'm not saying that they would offer that, but that again, that's something that I would say reach out to them first to exhaust all possible options, and then come to us with a monetary request like that. I'm not saying that it would get an okay or anything, but if you're doing your research for it and then coming to us with, we've done everything we could, but we think this would be beneficial to the community as a whole, because at the end of the day, this has to go through town council. So it gets referred to the town manager because you're advisory to the town manager, and then he has to take it to town council. So what we would just want is all the possible information, and then we could present it. Another thing I would say is I don't know BCCR's capabilities and things like that, but they might have resources for you guys too. And you feel free to explore those with them or any other groups like on BSU's campus if they, I don't know what type of programs they might have, but feel free to explore that on your guys' own. You don't have to necessarily come through us. If you'd feel more comfortable with including me on the emails, I'm happy to help guide. But those are also possibilities.
Yeah, and I was kind of parlaying on what you were saying to be able to find funds through the state. I think you said a little bit ago there.
Yeah, it is possible that there's like a state program or something.
Okay,
I'm
so
not aware of anything because I haven't done any extensive work because I mean you guys are pretty new and just getting started, so I can't speak to the past members or past actions that the committee has taken. But if you guys do start down a track, again, keep me informed, and that way I can kind of keep record of it. And then moving forward, later iterations of the committee will be able to, take precedent from what you guys have done.
yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Because you guys are basically the trailblazers right now.
Right. Do we how would I disseminate the information that I got from my contact at Harvard to everyone? Do I go through you, Josh?
Yes, I can't stress that enough because if you sent it to everybody and I trust you all to do it respond correctly, but if a discussion got started somehow, then it would be considered an open meeting law violation, and then the town could get sued. So what I just ask is that you send it to me, Phil, and then I will send it to the committee as a whole,
Yeah.
and then you guys can have that as an agenda item on the next committee agenda and discuss it then as a whole.
Okay, I'll cut and paste the email I have. It's rather large. I never knew there was so much that you can do with DEIB until, I saw this email and I had that conversation. So,
Yeah, always feel free to send me that stuff. That goes for everybody. Goes for all my committees. Please send me things. I will get them. I'll get them distributed, and like I said, we keep records of things. So when we put the agenda out, I'll attach what Phil sends me so that the public can see it as well. You guys won't have to worry about sharing screens or anything, but then it goes into record and everything.
okay.
Great. Thanks, Josh.
Yep.
I know we need to wrap up in a couple of minutes, so I think this might be a good place for us to lay out some action items and each kind of take one of them and then plan our schedule for the next meeting. So I think from our discussion, one action item would be to look into state funding, the state outreach grants as a possibility. One action item would be to follow up with that Harvard course and see whether they would offer a seat to one of us. One action item can be to start brainstorming ideas for questions that we would want to include on the survey. And really, everybody could also do that one, but somebody can kind of take the lead on that one. And I mean, there's 4 of us, so we should probably have 4 action items, right? Any other nominations for action items?
I don't know if this will fall under an action item. We kind of touched upon it before, and Josh gave us some great information the last time we met about being able to have a bit of a presentation on one of the town hall meetings.
Right, and that would be in, I think, later in the summer, if I remember correctly. So we have lots of time to prepare that, but that would be a great one as an action item to start laying out a potential ideas to include in that presentation.
We can use our experience in the data and actually show like not just like quality and quantity too, which would be huge for us too. So this is good timing. One more time for the next town council. I know it's like in the um is it spring, summer?
I think it's summer. I Josh.
That's okay.
Yep, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's
Sorry.
bedtime around here, so I had to say goodnight. Whenever you guys feel comfortable, right now we have a little bit of a busy town council schedule, so we're actually pushing one of the committees we anticipated at next week's town council meeting. We're probably pushing them to December. So I would say early spring.
Cool.
If you guys aren't if you guys are still gathering things and feel that you need to put a little more work into it, we can always postpone it. We're very
No,
flexible on that right now, so.
no, just a target to just look forward to, instead of
Yeah, I would
just
say
in the
March or
cloud.
April.
Cool. Awesome. That's a good one.
All right, great. So we have our 4 action items. So is anyone particularly drawn would like to stake their claim on one of them? Go process of elimination through them.
Like,
I I can help or start or take point on the questions. Yeah, it's kind of my jam. So I'll start on that.
Sounds good.
I'll help investigate the funds and the sources of funds. I'll help investigate. We're not a nonprofit, are we, Josh?
Sorry, what was that?
We're not nonprofit, are we?
No, but I mean you're with the town, so that you are a representative of the town. So
Okay.
that is its own classification. It's municipal.
Okay, great. Phil, since you have more information about the Harvard course, would you want to take the lead on that one?
sure.
All right, great.
Yes, I'd love to.
Excellent. And I'll start drafting a presentation, the start of a presentation. All right, great. So we have our marching orders between now and the next meeting, so I'll ask Josh to put agenda item on the next meeting for us all to check in about our progress on our individual tasks. So let's pick our next meeting date. Does the Wednesday at 7 o'clock time generally work for people?
Yes, I worked wonderfully. Thank you. Appreciate the flexibility, all of you.
And
We'll just,
oh, go ahead, Shirley.
I said, no, we'll just keep that one in.
Okay. This generally works for you too, Josh, is that right?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yeah, the only Wednesday that I can't do is the fourth Wednesday of the month.
Gotcha. Okay, so
Let me just check one thing though. I apologize.
no worries.
So if I can just help you guys a little bit, the 26th is the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that would be
So
tough.
yeah, that might be tough for people. So maybe the third, if, not to pressure you guys or anything, but that would be my recommendation.
So we're meeting every 2 weeks. Is that what you're saying?
Well, this
Yeah,
would be 3 weeks
this would be
away.
3 weeks, but yeah, something along those lines.
This works out. I apologize because the cultural council's meeting next Wednesday at 7:30. So it works out. It kind of.
Okay, great. So Wednesday, December 3rd at 7 o'clock, that works for everybody?
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yep. So if again, if you have any agenda items that you'd like to have added, just please have them to me by the well, I'd say like the 26th. That way I can get everything posted December 1st.
Mhm.
So I'll reach
And
out to Ashley that week just to confirm what she would like on there, and then also let her know what you guys would like. And then as chair, she sets the agenda.
The power. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So
may
do
I
you,
ask two supplemental questions? I apologize. How soon is the recording of this available? And then how soon are the minutes? Because I know the minutes are due. So when's the recording up for in general, and then when are minutes due for the council or
Great question.
committee?
So tomorrow, I request that IT post it to the YouTube. So it should be posted, I'd say by the afternoon, unless they have something else going on. But usually within 24 hours. For the minutes, you are good until the next meeting. Um, the public is allowed to request a draft copy. So they would reach out to us, and then I would just say, "Hey Jane, can you just send me a draft copy?" So it wouldn't be the official minutes for the meeting because they weren't voted, but that is something that the public can and has done. But you don't have to worry about it unless I email you for it.
Okay, I'll be timely though, because we got big things going. Got to keep the
right.
people updated.
That's right. I also have a really quick question, Josh. You mentioned before about this creating a survey. Is that something that we do that ourselves, or does somebody in the town need to do that for us?
Either or. I mean, our IT department has access to like a survey program. We're actually going to do one for citizens. Just I think it's like a general survey coming up. We've done one for a website and things like that. But if you guys have one that you want to do, you guys do have some, you have the freedom to do that. If you guys go to an event or something that's being held in town, like there was the fall event last month. If you were to go there and you wanted to survey citizens or anything like that, you're free to do that. And then what you could do is just send me the results and I can put that in the agenda and attach it. So feel free to do it either way. But yeah, we have resources. But you guys that's up to you guys.
Okay.
Can I ask a Gonna piggyback off of that
Yeah, go
real
for it,
quick?
and then I'll piggyback off you too.
Are we able, are we able to learn from the IT department from the town's resources, or they just kind of like they do it?
What do you mean? Sorry.
If they use, so for instance, if they use a particular like software or they use a particular like measurement, is there a way
Oh,
that we could,
like a training.
yeah, if so, then spread the wealth of opportunity, or is that too meta?
So no, we don't normally do that. It's kind of like the same thing with our social media. You guys can make your like a public Facebook if you wanted to, but what
Okay,
we try to do is just liability wise, because we all have to go through trainings like monthly because of like phishing and things like that. So
nope, nope,
we don't have
got
the
it.
resources to, yeah. But no, that's a good question though. But there we are very flexible. So if you have an idea, you get it to me, I can get it implemented. So that yeah, I would rather you guys not have to learn a bunch of stuff.
No, cool. Will be,
Why
thank you.
reinvent the wheel when it's already there?
Sorry, what was that?
Why would we reinvent the wheel when we have access to it?
Yeah.
I don't think
Somewhat,
any of us have that much time that we can just
Right.
sit down and go through all of that.
Right.
Yeah, so you had a question?
Yeah, and this is probably really silly, but as a social scientist, it's drilled in me to always have IRB approval for surveys that with human participants. Is that also is there anything like that for this type of
What
survey?
what type of approval? Sorry.
IRB, Institutional Review Board. Whenever I do research with people, I always have to have IRB. It's ethical approval. I don't know if there's anything like that through town. Your face is telling me probably not.
My face should be telling you that that might be higher than my pay grade, so I
Oh,
don't know.
okay.
But if that was something you were concerned with, please, if you guys did want us to do a survey, put that in the survey, and I'll make sure that it's answered by IT.
Right.
Okay. All right, great. Okay, so do we have to have a motion and a second to adjourn, or do I just get to say we adjourn?
Well,
You
I'm
you do have to
hoping,
motion it.
Okay.
I just want some clarification. So I am to pursue funding.
Shirley's looking into funding, but Phil, you were going to reach out to about the Harvard course
Right.
and
Yeah.
see. Yeah, I guess so. That's like kind of funding and whether
Yeah.
they, you
See if
know,
I can get funding for that, for the
yeah,
Harvard
yeah.
course. Okay. That's great.
All right. Thanks everyone for a productive meeting. Would somebody like to motion that we adjourn?
I make a
Motion
motion.
to adjourn.
All right, great. Shirley, you want a second?
Second.
All right, great. Do we have to do a roll call for this too?
Yes.
Okay, roll call. I say aye. I adjourn.
Aye.
Phil?
Aye.
Yeah. Shirley? Jane?
Hi.
All right. Motion passes.
Sorry.
We adjourn.
Yay.
All
We
right.
adjourn
Are we
at
still
7:41
still
p.m.
recording?